It's G2 and Spacestation Gaming. That's right. Get up, get loud. It's time to crown a champion, and it's our first step here in our first match.
What a start to the day. You couldn't ask for a better showdown. And Shimako, this is going to be very likely one of the best games of this tournament.
It is something we haven't seen all regional long throughout the split. These two teams have not crossed each other. So, I mean, we don't know. We don't know with the changes in roster and everything they have gone through. Who knows what can happen today?
It truly has been an incredible run, and I cannot believe that fan vote for Space Station Gaming. That's got to be the biggest blowout for G2 this far in this Winter Major. My goodness, Space Station getting all the fans, all the love, at least online, but in the theater, it's been a lot of SSG as they have performed on LAN in front of a crowd. And they get their spot here in this upper bracket final against a very hot, a very favorited G2 Esports.
And I'm really trying to see if they don't want Atomic to come to life. JNaps absolutely popped off yesterday. Atomic didn't have to do too much, and I think here on the final day of this tournament, G2 wants to be successful. Atomic is going to be a crucial piece of that G2 roster.
And that's what's so scary about G2. They have so many players that have that pop-off potential. And as you mentioned, the Des mentioned it, JNaps was that guy. Here comes Chicago with another touch. The defense there from Daniel to turn it away.
And yes, we have to talk about Daniel's defense as well. I mean, we see the guy doing crazy stuff, attacking all the time, but when it's time to defend it, yeah, they can all do it very well, and that's what gives Space Station here. I mean, they had a rough start in this LAN, but after they have those first two losses, they have looked incredible throughout the LAN. So it's all part of their defense. Oh my God, watch it. There he goes! Reynolds finding the way to put the ball on the net above Chicago. I mean, Chicago was on the net, but Reynolds said, don't worry about it. I got it. This is mine.
And Chicago knew as well. He saw the pass and shot coming, tried to rotate out to the back post to give himself as many options as possible. And Reynolds, that was just a beautiful shot over the top.
What a way to start it off for Space Station Gaming. A fantastic shot from Reynolds. And for G2, first minute and a half come and gone, scoreless for them. They're trying to work their way out of their own side. A good demo comes out from Atomic on Daniel. Key player to take out if they're going up against Space Station. Now Reynolds, can he get another touch? He certainly can. That's one too high. Arsenal was there on the follow-up, but blocked away.
Really looking for G2 to start to constrict yesterday like they did against Fury. It was very difficult for them to get started. Atomic, oh so close to jamming one through the defense. JNaps tries to go under him, and nice save from Daniel. Way to stick with it. As here we see G2 and Space Station, really great start for Space Station in general, as currently, generally G2 not able to get anything really going in terms of transition and staying over on the orange side of the pitch. G2 just trying to figure out how they want to move down the field. It's a nice idea. Chicago realizing he has the space for the push towards net, and JNaps with a boost steal as well, really trying to start to pin in Space Station on the opposite side. Chicago with a shot, top left corner. We're all tied up.
I was gonna say just then that Atomic is this type of guy that where you don't know if he's going for the shot himself or he's going to pass, and that makes it so dangerously. He opted for the pass right there, and Chicago was waiting for it. It was beautifully placed, and Chicago only had to put it on net. It was a easy peasy for Chicago thanks to the job that Atomic had done before, and we have a tight game right now.
Huge equalizer here for G2, and it's going to be a tough series. As you've seen, very low scoring. That one came down. Atomic's not going to get the read of Chicago. Light shot as Space Station are able to turn it away. Another shot comes through. It's going to sneak by, and Atomic takes the lead.
I'm a little bit worried about Space Station right now because they are allowing second chance shots from G2 a lot. So they need to get the clear. They need to get the ball out of the net every single time they defend, which is tough against Atomic, Chicago, and JNaps, but they got to find a way to do it.
Atomic had an amazing first couple of days here at the tournament. Good to see him get on the board early here versus a very tough Space Station. Came in as a 5 seed for North America, and Space Station have been one of the bright shining lights, it would seem, and we'll see if they can find a way back here.
Another close call there on the Space Station side. Here comes Chicago, boost to work with, into the sky goes, flip reset across the box, and no one was there for G2. They knew the defense was all over it, and Space Station back to the blue side as a big clear comes out from Atomic. G2 wanting to threaten here. Daniel A clear across his own box. He's done well here to get out. Here he is, threatening the G2 side. Flip reset. Far post is too wide. He did that all by himself.
Close call for the G2 defense, but they're well aware of all the tools that Spacestation has. Like Shamako mentioned, haven't met this split, but have played many times beforehand. They know just how dangerous they are. Long clear from Chicago. Ended up as a shot, but no problem for Arsenal.
We get a chance again. I mean, this crowd is going crazy for SSG. Let's see if they can take some energy to make that goal that they desperately need in this first match.
Certainly going to need it. Final minute upon us here in game 1. And Chicago's just poked it to the Space Station side. Space Station finding each other downfield. Another touch was there from Arsenal. But JNAP's so smart on that challenge to deny. And Space Station again, having to battle a lot here in the midfield. Arsenal once again to the sky. Full boost for him. He's threatening the net here. Flip reset. Arsenal almost able to find it as the defense was sitting and waiting for him to attack.
You can feel like Space Station, once they really start that pressure going, get people out in front of the ball, G2 is going to have to work a lot harder on the goal line to keep them out of the net. As that one, again, punched right towards 2 defenders, and time a factor certainly here.
A lot of misdirection coming out from Space Station. Final 10 seconds in game 1. Arsenal gets under 1. Boost to work with, trying to make this through the sideline. 2 go for Space Station. Arsenal wants the bump, but there's no follow-up. And G2 able to go back the other way as they threaten the shot on target. The ball, 0-second time. It'll be G2 to take game 1.
Excellent defense by G2 all game long. I mean, they had a rough start without the early goal, but after that, they stopped everything. And not only that, they did it with finesse. You know, they were putting the ball away every single time. They didn't let anything, they didn't give Space Station any chance for second shots. So that's critical, you know, to shut down the offense. Really
nice opening for Space Station, but after that, struggling to find that space to get those passes connected. G2 doing a nice job to adjust, make sure that they had a lot of people back. And you really have to be careful. It's Jacob Knappman over there on the right side of your screen just then. This guy's, he's still sticky in the net. You can't get rid of him that easy.
Yeah, he really is. And when that game ended, I looked up here. Space Station is right in front of the casting booth. Insta fist bumps. They know that they're in this series. The crowd is certainly behind them. They love this team, and they know that they can take this G2 team down. We mentioned it earlier. They haven't played all winter split. This is the first time that G2 and Space Station have played in the winter. They played once in the fall, but those were the different rosters. It's amazing that they've come all this way, and it's an upper bracket land final to see this matchup for the first time.
Are you going to wait to call any player? Or, I mean, is it going to happen now? Or
I did it with JNAPs yesterday. I'm waiting. I have to see how the series develops, Shamako.
Okay, gotcha.
You did wield great power yesterday, bro. It was terrifying. So we'll see here in game 2. Really, I don't need too many adjustments from Space Station. I do like that they had a lot of pushes out of their own half. Definitely put the ball over towards the G2 side. It's really just a matter of the timing of how they get over there and if they're able to really put the pressure on that goal line, because that was really where they were falling apart.
We'll see how Space Station can deal with the pressure here. Down a game, of course, a best of 7, plenty of time to get back into it. And certainly, as we were mentioning, Space Station in that first game. JNAP's big clear from him. Atomic just being a nuisance on that Space Station side. Here's a back post shot from Chicago. He'll slot it to the left side, and G2 up by 1.
What a shot here from Chicago. I mean, it's not that difficult that far away, but still to get it all the way over there and make sure nobody's going to have a look at it. Great placement. You love to see it.
What do you mean not that difficult?
Yeah, I know. You're right. It was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs makes it, you know, on free play every single day.
Yeah.
That's why.
Fantastic stuff from Chicago and a huge shooter for G2. Here comes Daniel. He'll just push it. Oh, top shot for Daniel. He's playing free play by himself.
And the thing is, you had someone defending over there, but he was like, is he really going to do it? I mean, when should I start flying for that ball? When should I start going to defend it? And it's the craziness from Daniel, because you don't exactly know what he's going to bring in there. So you're always on the expected. Oh no, Chicago, please.
What?
Bro, I mean,
the collapse on the kickoff here for Space Station. I mean, just a hard cheat. Even Daniel was waiting so patiently, and Chicago went aggressive right next to that challenge.
Yeah.
And Daniel just didn't have the space to react to wherever Chicago put it. Slipped it right by him.
Great example of 2 different strategies on the kickoff there. G2 with a very hard cheat. Daniel sitting further back. And it paid off for G2, that aggression. Right off the rip, able to get that response. Still Just a minute into game 2. 3 goals on the board. G2 leads by 1. Daniel takes this one up. A good little air dribble over the first man. Non-threatening as Atomic will get a good pinch out for G2.
Very favorable pinch as well. Spacestation really starting to try and constrict there at the midfield, and pinch clear straight across the middle of the pitch where nobody's waiting for Spacestation. Gives G2 a lot of time here to get set.
Spacestation trying to ramp up the offense here, as G2 has done well to thwart a lot of these attacks. JNaps, he'll lose the ball. Space for Spacestation now. Daniel just wants to throw it to the back wall, make Atomic go after it, use that boost, and certainly he does, into his own corner. Good dunk by Atomic, but still Daniel very calmly takes that one back to his side, and the shot's poked out by Chicago. That one will go wide. G2, the challenge game certainly going in their favor at the moment, as Chicago wants a piece of the defense here. Spacestation to turn it away.
And we saw G2 doing exactly this same thing against Furia back on that series. So we know they like to push on the midfield. They like to stay right in front of the net. And if you allow it, I mean, if you don't get a good clear, especially not only a good clear, but also someone to follow it up, then you will have G2 on your side all game long.
I like that push from Reynolds. Just force G2 to give at least a little ground, even if it doesn't last long enough. Give yourself some more breathing room. Atomic, reset, looking top right, a little too high. A nice clear. Spacestation going for the quick transitions. Daniel stretching in Chicago. None of that, please.
You can see from his POV, he was going to crunch that one into the net if that last man didn't get the shot. Chicago, options here with Atomic.
Had a lot of space out of nowhere for both teams to just clear the ball.
And G2 not able to take advantage there. Spacestation now trying to work the sideline. It'll be JNaps to Atomic. That's a great first touch. Off the ceiling he goes. And a good challenge will keep the attack on for the moment. Here comes the pass back the other way for Spacestation. The transition's on, but they can't get a hold of the ball, and G2 very easily able to lob this one to the back wall and unthreatened there from Spacestation.
Spacestation really starting to take a lot more risks on how they want to try and move the field. You can see Arsenal there on the left side. He's moving downfield very early, and all it takes is G2 winning one big challenge, and they're going to be putting Spacestation under a lot of pressure defensively. But Spacestation knows they need to try and find an outlet pass and try and set up a transition quickly before G2 can rotate back. And I like the idea. It's just a dangerous strategy.
Well, you're down. I mean, you gotta try something. I mean, 90 seconds left. The clock is not going up, so they have to do something, and I enjoy it. I want to see more of that. Oh my God, that was a nasty shot. Great save by Daniel right there.
Yeah, Atomic getting those redirects. Very scary for Spacestation. And I noticed we just saw a demo go. Rebels is the #1 player in North America as far as demos per game. We really haven't seen too much of the physical play come out from Spacestation. It actually has been more of G2 and Chicago chasing players down.
Really quiet game, but it's been tough. I mean, when the ball's so quickly moving back and forth between the ends of the pitch, generally you need that time for the demo play to develop. Spacestation haven't really had that many opportunities to at least bring it down or get an air dribble from the sidewall where they can try and get a little extra space. Atomic over everyone. Huge save from Arsenal.
What a save from Arsenal off his own post. And G2 still trying to threaten here, but with 40 seconds left, Spacestation got to make a move downfield. G2 trying to constrict the defense here. That one's going to come out to the middle, and Spacestation are able to at least clear it out for the moment. 30 seconds now. Spacestation needs some magic. And it might come across the box here for Arsenal. Drops it down, but Atomic still had a flip, and he'll deny. Now 20 seconds left on the clock. G2 trying to double their lead in the series. Daniel might have something to say about it, as he'll drop it off the ceiling, and a big clear comes out from G2. It'll be Arsenal from his own side as the audience counts him down here in game 2. Spacestation got to go the length of the field. It's a good pass out to Arsenal. The bump is there, but G2 denies once again, and it's 2-0.
They were right on the edge of being in time to catch that one to score on G2 right there. You love the push from SSG, but they find themselves down too early. It's going to be a tough road back, but I did like you were talking about, Shamako, some really nice adjustments, knowing they needed to get aggressive upfield and see if they can find a way to try and catch G2 off guard. And they are generally getting to those transition touches first. It's just a matter of really nice defense from G2.
And we will get a timeout from Spacestation here to kind of reset. I think this is probably one of the better times to take the timeout, especially since you don't want to do it with your last life if you're down 3 games in a series of best-of-7. I think it's nice to kind of get some time to make some adjustments and make even more adjustments if you were to lose a 3rd game.
And I think they were already making the adjustments. They were working on it, and you saw how their offense was getting more dynamic, and everything, not every single shot was the same. You know, they were getting Arsenal more involved. They were trying to go for those bombs at the end. They were trying to open the net, not just attacking, but in some other ways, which I appreciate that very much. And now with their coach, let's see how they can tweak those decisions.
And I think there will be a lot of value in Space Station, seeing if they can find a way to really stick tight to the ball, force possession, make G2 come and make the big challenges. And while it is dangerous, still a lot of Space Station fans here.
Oh, yeah.
They want it to start going back the other way, and it just might, because Space Station, I love the aggressive strategy. Is it dangerous? Yes. Does it give them a lot of opportunities to try and make big plays happen? Certainly. And I think if there's any team that thrives off of making big plays, it's Space Station.
It is that way how they were able to get back with Dignitas. You know, they were back. They were not getting the attacks that they needed, and then Arsenal got crazy and he attacked and attacked and attacked, and that's how they were able to open up the net and get as many goals as they had in that series. So yes, I mean this is nothing new for them. They have been in this place before, and they have thrived afterwards.
I did run into Arsenal yesterday before one of their matches, and I asked if anybody here could guard him. He still said no.
Of course not.
So,
I believe you.
Believe you, 100%.
Yeah.
So as soon as they
Why
get
would he tell you yes?
Well, he's not the type of guy to say yes even if it was true. But that's what I'm saying. It's just this tiny spark that really sets them going.
And I think if you know Reynolds and Arsenal especially, then you know that I think a land setting like this with the crowd, especially a crowd that is certainly behind them, definitely elevates their gameplay. They're the type of players that feed off the energy of the crowd. They feed off the energy of each other, sitting next to each other at this type of environment. That's why they're here in an upper bracket final against G2, and they've taken their time out. They've spent some time here to think about all their wrongdoings and trying to make amends here in Game 3.
And you wanted to see some bumps, and Daniel went right away bumping Atomic on that play. So, they're going to get a physical in this match.
The crowd is divided.
Yeah. The G2 fans finally walked in. They're like, hold on a second. And of course, now Space Station having to fight back. Now they just switched to talking about Gibbs, which is good.
I don't mind that at all.
A neutral party.
That's true. The question is, did Gibbs take G2 to win this game?
That is a real question.
We'll see what happens here in Game 3. And Space Station starting off nicely here. A lot of good pressure, forcing G2 back. Chicago, very calm, cool, collected save with a little pressure, but this is good pushing from Space Station. Not a lot of gaps for G2, and of course, right then, they all had to split off and grab boost.
It's a shame there Atomic didn't have boost. He could have really whipped around that one and taken a good shot, or at least put it over the backboard. Here's Daniel now. How many times have we seen him just receive a pass that's lobbed to the G2 side? As Atomic will do the same. Back towards the Space Station side, threatening the double tap, but a good clear now. As Chicago and G2 ramping up the offense. Here comes JNaps trying to drop it down and turned away by Daniel. Another shot will ricochet off the back wall. G2, multiple opportunities to break through, but Space Station holding strong. Still G2 winning a lot of challenges here in the midfield. I think Space Station wants to slow the game down. That's typically been their MO through all the roster changes that they've had. They like to keep the game at their pace. G2, I think, is a team that really wants to run downhill and get that offense in perfect rotation. There's JNaps to the left side, and G2 on the board first.
And the ball just falling down, and JNaps gave it no chance at all. I mean, he just went straight for it. Arsenal had a chance to hit the ball, but I mean, JNaps decided, you know what? If he misses that one, it's mine. I'm not gonna miss it. I'm gonna put it on net, and they got the lead.
Tough miss on the defense for Space Station as well. Daniel tried his best to cover up, and after the timeout, generally teams have gone 4-2 so far after calling a timeout, but right now, Space Station once again in a hole. See if they can dig out of it.
It's just been so tough for Space Station to put on that pressure that I think they've normally got in this tournament, and I think that is because of the aggression from G2, the challenges we've seen in the midfield, but even then, Space Station kind of giving the ball away a lot of times. Just lobbing it down the field. That's a great demo. Here's the shot.
Ooh, scary.
Reynolds gets a piece of it to clear it out. Space Station trying to hold on, but the challenges coming through. Chicago by another. Space to work with here for G2, as Reynolds was the last man, and he makes the save.
Really nice job from Reynolds there under the pressure of G2 sweeping across the net. certainly could have found himself in the scrapyard for a few seconds and putting G2 further ahead. And there you go. Space Station do want to take care of the ball, and fortunately, it's all about winning that next challenge, something that G2 has generally started to come out in front of.
You see how G2 is crossing the ball over and over across the net every single time, and every time you do that, you can actually cross as well and get a bump or a demo. Like, well, Arsenal just did it right there. But yeah, it was a driving. That was a chance. That was a beautiful chance. Again, Chicago just good placement over there to avoid that shot.
Usually call that rotating through the defense, and G2 certainly masters at it. On that Space Station side, one touch on the ball, straight for a player on the Space Station side, rotate out, take as much boost as you can.
G2 under a lot of pressure here. That was a much-needed win on that challenge from Atomic. As good demo as well to get extra room.
Chicago. Chicago puts away a second for G2 and Space Station in the hole.
You get the demo, you get the player out of the way, and then it's Chicago just doing what Chicago does best. I mean, this is it. You put these guys, the redirects are amazing. A pass, a second touch, anything that you give them a chance to make a redirect, they will put it on that.
G2 on the verge of running away with this one. Win there. Space Station gonna have to find a reverse sweep in a best of 7. No easy task. You gotta start something here. You got plenty of time. I mean, a minute score 2 is definitely doable, but you gotta push hard and you gotta make the pushes count. It's just a matter of how can you do that, because that G2 defense, they've not really allowed too many. I've liked the transition ideas from Space Station. I've generally appreciated how aggressive they're trying to be. Just a matter of can you actually crack the defense, and right now it's been a struggle.
Some good demos coming out from Reynolds, or from the Space Station side. Reynolds was on the shot. I feel like that type of physical play is what's going to lead Space Station to victory here. Here comes Reynolds now, a second touch looming off the ceiling, but Chicago
So deep.
very easily on the backboard dealing with that touch and running out of boost, forced to flick it. Does buy himself a little bit of space here as G2 able to work with it. Space Station, though, clamps down, and big clear back down the sideline. Here comes Space Station. A shot, surely. Reynolds puts it away, and this one's not over yet.
Reynolds has been so clutch at that distance. I mean, he got it nailed. He put it wherever he wanted. That upper 90 almost a shot. It's incredible, very powerful, and he's given them a chance again. I mean, remember, Space Station doesn't want to lose this match. If, reverse sweeps in RLCS land has not happened, so they really need to win this match.
20 seconds on the clock, Space Station. If they can't pull one away, it's going to be Atomic for G2, and that might just be the dagger.
Drive a nail in the coffin, why don't you, Atomic? Nice placement as well. Won a big challenge in that recovery effort. I wanted him to play well. That's a good way to put Game 3 on ice. It's a lot to ask the Space Station here. 17 seconds, you need a solid kickoff.
He feeds on dreams, He takes your dreams away every single time.
13 seconds left. Space Station need one with time left on the clock if they want to have a chance at it. But G2's making it difficult. This is a good pass over to Reynolds, and he couldn't find the angle. A good attempt from him, but that was a tough shot. And G2 up 3-0 in this series, forcing the sweep over Space Station. They're one game away.
Looking good. If you're G2 Esports, you've kept a generally very powerful counterattacking team from scoring many goals on transition. What is that, 6 shots for Space Station? And what really gets them out in front so often, they get that nice early lead, and then they always send that player way deep back, right around the goal line, somewhere on the back wall, in a tough-to-demo position, or at least time the approach back the other way to give them an opportunity. And G2 have thrived on that really deep rotation.
Well, it's going to have to be a reverse sweep here for Space Station. That has never happened in a best of 7 on land here in RLCS. Never. And Space Station now going to have to do that again. It wouldn't be their first reverse sweep. They did that against Dignitas as they came back into the group stage. So it's not a foreign thing to them, but G2 certainly a different beast here today at an upper bracket final. It's going to be tough if they're going to get back into this.
Bates doesn't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
The question is, did he come out a little too early?
I don't think so. I think he's here to gloat. All of a sudden, though, the crowd is now chanting SSG at him, and he's just looking at his phone. He doesn't want anything of it. I'm looking at you, teammates. He doesn't want anything of it.
But either way, it's all got to start here. If you're a Space Station fan, they wouldn't be out of it. They'd go down into the lower bracket. But convincing 4-0 win from G2 would throw a wrench into the plans at the very least.
I mean, both teams, though, definitely having success with their new rosters. I think both sides are very, very happy with where they're at right now. Of course, everyone chasing the trophy here at the Winter Major. And as you said, Spacestation not out of it if they were to lose this. But this game certainly just getting started in Game 4. As Spacestation would love a go-ahead goal right off the rip. G2 really have had that number on them as Atomic with a little musty on it is thrown down the field for Spacestation.
A little musty on it. That's mustard for sure.
A little mustard. Yep. Yeah, musty is short
now.
for mustard.
He's having a picnic here.
We'll go find him somewhere. I'm sure he's here. We'll ask him.
Here's Chicago. So takes it to the back wall. Spacestation. They've had that locked down for the most part. That's not the best touch. It comes out to JNabs. He'll find the back wall now. Daniel with the touch doesn't come out. And a shot here from Atomic. Top shelf turned away by Reddles. As Spacestation, a couple flubs defensively, are able to stave off G2 for now.
They just don't have enough boost to really get up and get aggressive, but they're going to find a transition out of nowhere. Spacestation, we said we wanted something early. Well, they found it.
Arsenal
there he is.
found Daniel. I mean, what a sight. He just pinpointed the pass, and Daniel was just right there to get the ball on the net. I loved that play. I was saying in my head, Arsenal, we need you now. I mean, this is the moment that you have to find your teammates. You have to make them play with you, and then you get the assist and beautiful shot.
And the positioning for Daniel there was fantastic, giving him the outlet pass.
That's what I was talking about. They want to get up early, try and give themselves options. And it's sneaky. You really got to be paying a lot of attention if you're G2 at that midfield line, not to let someone get behind you that you don't know about.
Rocket League is really just hedging against the best and worst case scenarios, and Daniel came out with the best there. Chicago, a weak touch we popped up, and a free clear here for Spacestation. Daniel, he's met by JNabs. A little fight here in the midfield for possession. Nobody holding on to it. Atomic wants to take control, beats one. Here comes Chicago. Great challenges coming out from Spacestation, moving up that line, trying to attack the G2 side. Arsenal with no boost. They still kept dangerous here from Atomic. Reddles, now a shot from Arsenal, picked up boost, and it's saved away. Atomic and JNabs combining there. But Spacestation putting on the pressure. Arsenal wants a flip reset, he got it. But JNabs there to stop him.
Real tough approach there from Arsenal. Not easy to get it down. And in between the goalposts is G2 really struggling to get a hold of the ball. Couldn't find the read, and Daniel's going to put in number 2.
You got to say Daniel.
That's
Daniel is popping up here now. You know, he's stopped being Daniel anymore. He's Daniel. He's enjoying this. He's having a good time, and he's making it work.
He's the type of player you need for Spacestation to come alive. And he's put his team up 2 goals. But JNabs trying to make the difference here. That one's too sharp. Another shot comes through, but Reddles able to stop that. Spacestation keeping a clean sheet. And it's exactly what they need to start this reverse sweep as we're halfway through Game 4.
G2 really don't need to do too much. They've got a lot of time. Make sure that you stop allowing Spacestation get a hold of those on your own half and see if you can find a way out. A lot of poking and prodding going on. And
a lot of long clears coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams really just throwing the ball downfield and hoping for the best. And a lot of times that's just relieving the pressure because the challenge game has been so strong. Teams are just avoiding it. And this read comes out from Chicago. Now Demo, here's the transition on for Spacestation. They kind of run into each other there, and the touch was too far. Atomic trying to flip into that one. It's not going to come. As Spacestation wanted to put on the tag. Low boost for JNabs. The pass over Atomic's there. Here to receive it. Ooh! Atomic to the top shelf, and G2 back up by 1.
Such a sniper, man. I mean, you give him some chance, and he said, okay, I got 2 players. They're not going to be able to be in the over 90. I'm going to put the ball right there, and that's it. I mean, he's just that good. And, you know, power, accuracy, he got it all. And now, you know, only 1 goal in between these 2 teams.
Love to see how early he got up for that pass, too. Good communication from JNabs. He must have told him he didn't have boost, so he had to know the pass was coming instead of an air dribble, and got up early to make sure he beat the defense and quality shot on target, give themselves a chance here.
G2 cuts the lead in half for Spacestation, and plenty of time left on the clock. As you said, Jeeves, it doesn't really take much of a change for G2. Have to up the number of chances and certainly take advantage of the ones given to you by Spacestation. They're far and few between. Here's Spacestation out off the ceiling. Arsenal. Now Daniel from his own corner. G2 preventing it. That one was able to sneak by.
Okay.
Chicago was there, but he didn't challenge. Smart to get back here as the transition's on for Space Station. Bit of a dangerous ball as the Atomic deals with it nicely. Little flip reset.
They're still so calm. I mean, you see G2 and they're playing their same game as before. They're not forcing anything right now.
Yeah.
So they're trusting their method, and they still got 30 seconds left to play. I mean, but yeah, I'm so impressed by how they're handling this situation.
Got a lot to work with, and no chance here for Daniel, as double tap will definitely take away G2 putting on some pressure here with 15, excuse me. We'll see G2 come up with a miracle as that's saved away from the net.
Low boost here for JNAPS. He'll go back. It's up to Chicago. Touch not hard enough. Space Station throws it downfield. Space Station gonna force another game.
Second time in this match that we see that goal. I mean, in this case, it was Arsenal. It wasn't Daniel, but still, I mean, the same type of play. Good clear. There you have someone in up front, and then you pass it to that person. 3-1 lead. This is, Space Station's awakening right now.
The long road back. Gonna start here in game 4. A lot of tough games early on in the series, struggling to find something against Space Station, and the strategy of send somebody up a little early on those transitions, find a few gaps in the G2 defense as they're rotating back to grab boost and try and reapply pressure. Found a couple of openings, and G2 tries they might really struggle to get out in front of the challenge game, which is one of their biggest strengths early on in the series, Corelli.
Well, it was Winter Regional 2 when Space Station recorded their best-of-7 reverse sweep against Oxygen online. And they're going to have to do it
The fan made the
here.
Mobile One Night performance replay. There you go.
As Arsenal is able to put that one away. And for Space Station, look, this is the first step. This is what they have to do. And they got the job done, and they looked good. Again, a lot of options for them as they were able to kind of find each other downfield, a lot of outlet passes. The transition was really, I think, the weakness of G2, and Space Station able to expose it.
I said it before in game 2. I mean, they lost that match, but they were looking really good, really dynamic, and then they come now here in game number 4, and they were able to just make the goals, But they're still playing about the same, a little bit more aggressive, I think. I mean, more physical, not aggressive, physical. We see more demos, we saw more bumps, which I loved. And then, we get Arsenal just getting involved in the offense a little bit more.
So game 5, if you're looking for Space Station, have to wonder if that continues to be the approach again. Oh, and G2's going to score off the rip. That's tough.
That is not what you want if you're a Space Station, but G2 fans happy to see it. Right off the rip. It's 2 seconds into this game, and JNAPS just comes plowing through. Again, that's the second time now. Very aggressive kickoff for G2, and it's paid off.
It couldn't have gone worse for Space Station, to be honest, either. I mean, the guy who's challenging the ball just got too high up it and just bounced straight up. Couldn't even get the wheel step back on to go for a second challenge. And like you said, the very aggressive G2 kickoff, that's netted a second goal, and they've been very successful scoring first, and they've done it early here, and we'll see if that gives them a little bit of a cushion to play a little safer, try and keep some tabs on where Space Station are transitioning out of their own half from.
This is a low-scoring series so far, so an early goal can really make a difference.
Yeah, that's a great point. It really has been a low-scoring affair, and both sides have been tested defensively. Again, winner of this game moving on to the finals, of course, and the loser not out. But it's a long road here for Space Station, and it got just a little bit longer here going down early. Here's another one coming out of Chicago as Daniel able to win that challenge, but G2 not done with him quite yet. JNAPS has help to the right side. That's a great shot, and G2, what a beautiful play to double their score.
And this is the G2 I love to see, JNAPS to Chicago. This duo has been playing forever together, and they know each other so well. So when you see JNAPS up top, he knows, Chicago knows that he's going to get the pass right where he needed to put in the net.
Things not going right here for Space Station, but plenty of time left on the clock. Reddles, can he do it himself? A decent flip reset, but the defense gets a hold of it. Chicago taking out Daniel. And now he passes it over to Atomic, but it was too hard. The defense there from Space Station. As we've come past the first minute, Space Station looking to get one back as soon as possible. Unfortunately for them, G2, they've just poked it away time and time again. They've done a good job here from Space Station now, moving down the sideline. Try to push into the box, no one there from Space Station. You have to reset, and every single time it feels like Space Station attacks, G2 throws it all the way back to the Space Station corner.
Yeah, that's really what was getting it done early, is there's the aggression from Space Station, trying to connect on the bump, and it's trying to increase the pressure, I should say, from the midfield line, really send that third man forward as aggressively as possible, and G2, that challenge game starting to come back in their favor here, perhaps the most inopportune time for Space Station.
And that was the thing that we harped on early for G2. It was the challenge game, getting their early game wins in this series. That was really the biggest difference maker, and it's, again, not really like Space Station played poorly. Sometimes it is just that one thing. Here's Arsenal now. Wanted to drop it down, but it's too far in front. Chicago will just blast it downfield. A comfortable lead here for G2, and not a lot of opportunity for Space Station.
Oh. It feels a little bit like Space Station is not on the same plane.
Boy.
Oh, wow. Okay, watch it there. Because you saw the drop down from Arsenal, but no one was there to get it. So, I mean, that's a great play when you have a teammate to get the pass, but otherwise, you're just giving up the ball.
G2 really focused on securing their own boost as well. They don't want to give Space Station any extra avenues of finding success. Daniels through everybody. No one's in time. The demos have come through one way or the other, and they'll get themselves one back.
Yeah, it's the demos that open up the play here for Space Station. We pointed that out earlier, is you want the physical play to come alive for them. That's where they have a lot of their success. And there's just an example, another example for Space Station. Able to get one back here, and plenty of time left on the clock here in Game 5. But it will take another goal here for Space Station to stay alive in the upper bracket.
Oh,
Atomic faking that one. A follow-up from Chicago off the post as well. Both hitting crossbar, and Space Station bailed out by the fourth man.
Remember that one. If you're a G2 fan, because that could have been the one that put them away, and Chicago getting up in the net early to keep Space Station out, but no easy paths forward. They're really trying to constrict and put the pressure in the corner, steal the corner boosts. They missed that one, and G2 may have a little bit, just enough to work with to get out of here.
Crazy that G2 was able to stabilize, but still Space Station getting a couple challenges here. Daniel, opportunity, looking for two, and it's too high. Space Station, so many chances here, so threatening. Now it's going back towards their net. And Daniel, once again, called upon defensively to dribble that one out. Coming up on a minute left. Chicago, 2 off the backboard, and again the defense getting in front, breaking up that double tap. Arsenal, space to work with. Looking for the block, it comes out to Daniel, gets by one. Threatening the air dribble, getting bumped in front. We'll pop it up again, but the defense just hanging on to the play, trying to get the read.
Love how they're playing a little bit slower. Oh, they got it! What a save! Oh, but
still
second chance, and Arsenal didn't go for it. He was waiting. Still, I love that they're playing a little bit slow because that way they're not allowing for really strong clears, and they can keep up the pressure in front of the net. But now, you know, as I stated, you know, G2 got the clear, and now it's back for Space Station to really work hard for that goal.
Space Station chance coming alive in the final 20 seconds, and they're going to need it. G2 looking to go back to another RLCS final here over Space Station. As Atomic will pop it up, 10 seconds left on the clock. The countdown begins, and one last try for Space Station as JNAPS will meet it in the midfield. Daniel, can he be the hero that Space Station needs? He won't, and Space Station going down to G2 as they move on to the finals.
What a show from G2. You had to wonder how they were going to play against the Space Station. That has been a problem for everybody coming into this tournament. The answer is about the same. Really strong approach in the midfield. The defense incredibly difficult to break down. On transition, still dotting the ball pretty much anywhere you'd like in the net, making it look good.
G2 fans happy to see this performance. A dominant one here. It was very, very close though. As you mentioned, Jamanko, very low scoring affair. Space Station played them extremely close.